Vayehi li Yeshua Ozi vezimrat Yah Vayehi li Yeshua Ozi vezimrat Yah Vayehi li Yeshua Ozi vezimrat Yah Vayehi li Yeshua. Let's join on la la la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la.
Shabbat Shalom. Another weird week has come to an end. And we have the privilege to be together. Rabbi Jessica Graf, Rabbi Abby Phelps, it's here somewhere. Cantor David Frommer joins us from Roseville, California, where he is been called up to serve in the National Guard. Jonathan Dimmock is with us and our awesome Sherith Israel staff. Most people are on here, so I'm really delighted to be able to see everybody. On this Shabbat, we were looking forward to being able to celebrate in person the beautiful bar mitzvah of Jacob Barrett. So I want to give a shout out to the Barrett Greenspan family that's been flexible and pivoting and figuring out how the lessons of this Torah portion will inspire all of us and continue to inspire all of us in August, when Jacob will officially become bar mitzvah in our beautiful sanctuary, and I hope everybody will be there to celebrate. But we are delighted to have you, Jacob, and your family with us tonight, and I will let Rabbi Abby introduce all of you.
Yes, so we're so thrilled that you can join us tonight. And actually, I thought it would be sort of fun if I gave you the opportunity to introduce yourselves. I am attempting to make it so that everybody is looking at you right now, and I think I have successfully done that. So go ahead and introduce yourselves. Go for it.
Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm a 7th grader. I was supposed to have bar mitzvah this weekend, but Corona happened.
Ella?
What? My sister
Introduce
is...
yourself.
Hi, I'm Ella. I'm a 9th grader.
We had our bar mitzvah 2
University
years
High
ago.
School.
Yay.
I'm Louise Greenspan, longtime Sherith Israel member.
And I'm Ben Barrett. Hi. Hi, Mom, Dad.
Hi, Nana Papa.
North Carolina.
That's so weird.
We've got
Oh,
all the
no,
grandparents
stop,
on the
stop,
call with us,
stop.
so.
Oh, I love it. Well, my parents in Washington are on the call with us too, so I'm right up there with you. So I would love to invite you guys to go ahead and light the Shabbat candles, and after you have lit them, we can bring the light into our eyes and I'll lead us in the blessing. Bring the light into our eyes and we join together in the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר shel Shabbat. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I will unpin you so that we can all see whomever we please, or at least I believe I have done so. So now that we all, by the way, if anybody else has just lit candles, go ahead and hold them up so we can all see your candles. It's one of the fun things we can do right now. I love it. I can see a number of candles. Beautiful. I see Ingrid, I see Shira, I'm sure. Oh, I see Ruth. I'm sure there are lots more. So now that we have said our blessing for lighting the candles, we get to continue in the tradition that we have established since the beginning of this at-home, across-home Shabbat minhag, this practice that we've been doing these last couple of weeks, and we can go ahead and bless the children. So you can find that on page 299 if you happen to have a Siddur in front of you as I do, or you can just find it on your screen as we screen share it. So I invite you to turn to your children. If you have children nearby, you can put your hands on their heads. And if you don't have children nearby, but you have any loved ones nearby, I invite you to go ahead and bless them as well. And if you don't have a loved one nearby, I invite you to think of one whom you wish you could see and to whom you wish to confer some blessing this evening. And we'll join together in just the priestly blessing, the blessing for all people of all genders that we find halfway through this page. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. Kei nihi ratzon, so may it be. And now we continue also per our current minhag on page 24 with Shalom Alechem. Shalom Alechem, Malechei HaSharet, Malechei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malechei HaShalom, Malechei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malechei HaShalom, Malechei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malechei HaShalom, Malechei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now we continue our service with Lecha Dodi, our song welcoming the Shabbat bride to come into our midst and bring us the joy of Shabbat.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabla. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad ishmiyanu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem ultiferet v'litila lecha dodi likrat kala פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נאסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. Entrance of whatever room we are currently in, join together in the last verse. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala. בואי חללך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Take it with Jonathan. Standing, if we're able, turning to page 28 as we continue with the call to worship, the Baruch Hu. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, together with Jonathan. La 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 la, together. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. We turn just a few pages forward to page 34. We contemplate the oneness of our community and the oneness of all humanity as worldwide we struggle and hope to support each other in the face of this unprecedented public health challenge. And we join together in the Shema, page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
It can be difficult in this moment to contemplate freedom, not least since we now know that we are being asked to shelter in place through the end of this month and a little bit longer. And we know that the restrictions are even a little tighter than they previously were. But we also know that we still have this crucial freedom to see one another and interact with one another across space. So we rejoice in that freedom as we sing Mi Chamocha, which you can find on page 40 and on the screen before you.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, oseh pele, malchutecha, Rahu v'hanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, zehili anu ve'amru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. With Jonathan.
One of the great comforts we do still have at this time is the comfort of the roof over our heads. As we all continue to shelter in place, we especially appreciate this great blessing of having somewhere to shelter. And I invite our thoughts to turn also to those who do not have places to shelter at this time. And may we all continue our efforts to care for them and to offer them shelter to the best of our ability as we continue to celebrate the Sukkah of peace, the Sukkah, the covering of peace that hovers over us inside our own homes. We celebrate that with Ufros Aleinu together.
Find the words 3 lines from the top on page 42. Aleinu Sukkat, Sukkat, Shelomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukkat, Sukkat, Shelomecha. Join with me. Ufros Aleinu Sukkat, Sukkat, Shelomecha. Continue now on page 46 as we prepare for the Amidah, the central prayer of the evening service. And as we always do, we begin with Adonai Sefatai Tiftach, a prayer that asks God to help us find the words, the unprecedented words that we need for comfort and hope in these unprecedented times. Adonai Sefatai, page 46. La 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 yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. With Jonathan. Continue on page 48. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu ve'imoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim ve'konei hakol וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Page 50. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. I invite you now to flip through the prayer book to find the words that are written there or to pray the words of your own heart. As we do that, instead of silence, we'll listen to some beautiful contemplative music by Jonathan, and we'll come back together in a few minutes after our own prayers for Oseh Shalom on page 62. ya la 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 la, kai la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, oh say shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ofer al kol Israel, ve'immeru, ve'immeru, amen.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
I hope that you can hear me okay. My internet has been unstable here, so hopefully this will come through loud and clear. It's kind of amazing that we find ourselves reading Parshat Tzav. As I said last week, we find ourselves connected to our ancestors. The Israelites were wandering in the desert in the most vulnerable of times for our people. And we find ourselves here wandering in a desert of sorts at what feels like a very vulnerable time. I learned a lot from looking at this Torah portion and listening to Jacob Barrett over these last few months, and I'm really grateful for that opportunity and looking forward, Jacob, to what you will teach us about the lessons of this Torah portion when we get on the other side, hopefully, of this health scare, this pandemic. But for now, there's much to be learned from this Torah portion, which you've studied so carefully, but could never have imagined might be read in this context. Normally, this Torah portion is one of the toughest parshiot to make relevant. Who knew how relevant it would become? If you fast forward several thousand years, we find ourselves scared of a plague and wondering where to go, how to continue. The Israelites found themselves in the desert and afraid. And this Torah portion in some ways, or this series of Torah portions, reminds us of these life circumstances that turned out to be the great equalizers. From both the Torah portion this week and also the Haftarah, which comes from Jeremiah, we learn that superficial things don't count. It's not what matters. In Jeremiah, we learn, chapter 9, thus says Adonai, let not the wise man boast of his wisdom, nor the strong man boast of his strength, nor the rich man boast of his riches, but let the person who boasts exult in this, that it is a person who understands and knows me, for I am Adonai, who practices kindness, justice, and righteousness on the earth. For in these things I delight, says God. The thing that sets people apart in those difficult times seems to be the thing that sets people apart today. Understanding God's goodness and focusing on the things that matter the most, leaving behind the superficial as we've had to, with nothing even being open. The same is true of the sacrifices described in this Torah portion. Korbanot, or sacrifices, became prayer in a world where the temples no longer existed and humans still needed to approach God. Each prayer we individually offer up brings us closer to God and to goodness in the world. There's a lot to learn from this Torah portion and from what Jacob helped me to understand about it. We asked this question as the individual people in the Torah portion went to give their sacrifice and to prepare a sacrifice which was unique to him or her, to their needs. We ask the same questions now as we come forward, not with sacrifices, thankfully, for someone who is a vegetarian for 20 years, but rather with the words which serve the same purpose as those sacrifices of old. We ask this question, what is it that I need to say? What is my personal intention now? We're unclouded by the superficial, by the materialistic in these days. And even as we distance from others, we create Tzimtzum, a sacred space in which there is opportunity for something to be developed. The Kabbalists talked about Tzimtzum, talked about the sacred space that occurred when God took a step back and just let the world be created in a space of distance, in a space of aloneness and privacy. We find ourselves in a space of Tzimtzum now. And in that sacred space, the question that we ask is, what will develop? To what things or people or values do we draw closer with an opportunity to step back and reevaluate? To people, to nature, to my place in the world, now that the superficial has vanished, maybe temporarily or maybe more permanently, we have a space to fill with more important things. We put ourselves in some ways in the place of the ancient Israelites. They are in our calendar, of course, about to embark on an incredible journey of learning, gratitude, and identity, but they don't even know it yet. They only know the plagues that feel so real around them, as we feel a plague very much at this moment. The story of Passover, which we enter into not only in our Torah cycle and our reading as we begin to develop as a people in the desert, but in our own calendar, begins and ends really, as we see in the beautiful movie, The Prince of Egypt, which I know our studio families are going to be watching on Sunday. It's one of my favorites. The story begins and ends with a really brave leader. At the beginning of the story of crossing the Red Sea to freedom, we have Nachshon, an ordinary person who shows such courage and bravery that he actually saves all of our people. He jumps into the sea, not knowing whether anything good will come of it. And thanks to his courage and his willingness to lead us forward, the sea does part. His brave leadership ends in this incredible act, parts the sea and encourages other people to cross to freedom. And on the other side, seeing the great effect of what could be of the people that will be built, Miriam leads the women and all of the Israelites in great song and celebrating. And so on this Shabbat, as I think of the courage of the Israelites leaving behind the plagues, leaving behind their fear, and beginning to create a new world, a new society, a new community, I think also of a teaching from my friend Rabbi Brent Spodek, who's a rabbi outside of New York City in Beacon, New York. And he said a number of years ago as we were talking, something that I've never forgotten. He said, there's nowhere to pray like the threshold into the emergency room. What do you mean? I had asked him at the time. And he said, there is an incredible upwelling of real prayer that happens when you stand in that place, unlike any other. Here we find ourselves at the threshold of an emergency room of sorts as a society. We feel anguish, we feel the unknown, and we feel prayer sometimes in whatever form it takes, a true calling out to God, to humanity, to the loneliness, to the isolation that we sometimes feel. We ask, draw me closer, even as I am distanced from other people, from my family, from the people that I would like to be with and the places that I would like to go. Korbanot, as I said last week, the word for sacrifice comes from the same root as karov, as closeness. Sacrifices, prayer, closeness, they all go hand in hand. And as our korbanot have been replaced by prayers, by korbanot of words that we offer up, we offer them up at this time in a way which is as real as the individual sacrifices described in our Torah portion. The ancient instructions that we find in this week's Torah portion are profoundly relevant. No, not the instructions of which parts of the animal to put where, but of the meaning behind them. What can we do as we approach in the unknown, in the fear, when we call out and hope that we will know that those words are carried up? There's a beautiful poem written by an Irish priest that was posted on Facebook a couple of weeks ago. Many of you have probably seen it. I want to read just a bit of it to you because even though it doesn't come from our faith tradition, it seems very relevant to this week's Torah portion. All over the world, people are slowing down and reflecting. All over the world, people are looking at their neighbors in a new way. All over the world, people are waking up to a new reality, to how big we really are, to how little control we really have, to what really matters, to love. So we pray and we remember that, yes, there is fear, but there does not have to be hate. Yes, there is isolation, but there does not have to be loneliness. Yes, there is panic buying, but there does not have to be meanness. Yes, there is sickness, but there does not have to be disease of the soul. Yes, there is even death, but there can always be a rebirth of love. Wake to the choices you make as to how to live now. Today, breathe. Listen, behind the factory noises of your panic, the birds are singing again. The sky is clearing, spring is coming, and we are always encompassed by love. Open the windows of your soul, and though you may not be able to touch across the empty square, sing. To me, this beautiful poem is a lesson about Parshat Tzav, even as we find ourselves isolated, quarantined, distanced from friends and neighbors. Open yourself, each of us is instructed to becoming karov, close to the things that matter the most. This time and this Torah portion help us to focus on what is real and true and important. In just a few days, we too will find ourselves in the place of the ancient Israelites. Our exodus will be a little more virtual, but still, we will relive our own central story. And as we relive it every year at the Seder table, we say that each of us was personally taken out from the land of Egypt to a place of freedom. But this year, maybe more than any others, we may be taken out from a place of fear and isolation to a place of freedom and openness. Passover will certainly be changed this year. The food will be less elaborate by a lot, I'm sure. We'll have Seders by Zoom. And maybe for some of us, the celebration of this holiday will just be taking a box of matzah for a walk on the beach. But here we are, the lessons of our ancestors learning to build their own relationship to the universe, God, and each other is just as relevant as it ever has been. And in fact, besides all the jokes about the hand washing and the plagues and the funny things that we must continue to laugh about as we think about a Seder and plagues, the real feeling of Passover comes through this year, maybe even more than in any other year. We were each personally taken out of Egypt by a strong hand and an outstretched arm, our tradition teaches us, so that we could choose how to live and be grateful for freedom and for life. Shabbat Shalom. We continue in our service, especially talking about the gratitude that we have for health and for those who are helping us to feel wholeness and to achieve health. With the words of Misha Berach, and before we begin with the beautiful melody, I want to share the poem that I read last week. For all of those who are helping us to stay healthy in the world, we ask that God bring them also shleimut, a sense of wholeness and completeness, lack of fear, as they go forward to do their important work. This was written by Rabbi Ayelet Cohen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless all those who put themselves at risk to care for the sick, physicians and nurses and orderlies, technicians and home health aides, EMTs and pharmacists, and IAD chaplains and National Guardsmen, who navigate the unfolding dangers of the world each day, tend to those they have sworn to help. Bless them in their coming home and bless them in their going out, ease their fear, sustain them. Source of all breath, healer of all beings, protect them and restore their hope. Strengthen them that they may bring strength. Keep them in health that they may bring healing. Help them know again a time when they can breathe without fear. Bless the sacred work of their hands. May this plague pass from among us speedily and in our days. Amen. Turn to page 253. I would ask that wherever you are, when we come to the middle section of this prayer, please share a name out loud in the universe as we ask God for healing and for wholeness, for refuah shlema. And I particularly want to mention the name of Art Rosenberg, Asher ben Avraham Sarah, who needs our prayers on this Shabbat. 253.
Berach avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Imotenu mikor habracha lehavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We have the privilege to be together in this kind of strange modern way. And even in times of trouble, we are so grateful to God for the privilege of life. And we thank God for sustaining us and enabling us to reach this time together as we look forward to many beautiful moments of inner and outer peace over Shabbat and going into, we pray, a new healthy week and a week of community and of building. Join together with the Cantor and words of Shehachianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu v'kiyemanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Our thoughts turn now to those who are no longer alive, who inspired us and whose values and lessons continue to inspire us. If you are observing Shiva or Shloshim, please stand wherever you are as we come together as one community For Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning in our community, we remember Carol Cohen, the sister of Marilyn Allen, and Shirley Rochman, the mother of Rich Rochman. The perpetual memorials in our congregation are Sidney Black, Charles Einbund, Mildred Molly Einbund, Ethel Goldberg, and Janet Lewis. If you're observing the first year of mourning, please stand also in your homes and share a name, someone who inspired you. The Yahrzeit anniversaries on this Shabbat are Barry Apter, Sidney Black, Harvey Bogan, Joseph Denmark, Adelaide Fateman, Daniel Gallen, Martha Greenfeld, Abraham Greenwald, Barbara Heil, Betty Heisler, Robin Katz Thompson, Robert Little, Erwin Phillips, Fabia Ann Phillips, Valeska Rance, Jack Recht, Sadie W. Ryan, Shirley Rosenberg, Ray Rothman, Gertrude Sheffield, Selma G. Shore, Henry Trupp, Henry Wall, Dorothy Weinstein, Annabelle Winters, Robert H. Wolf, Carl Zalkind, and Arthur B. Zimmerman. In just a moment, we'll join together as one community with words of Kaddish Yatom. But I just want to say before we do that, that there have been many conversations in the Jewish world in the last week or two about what it is our obligation to do in these moments when we can't gather in a usual way. And I love Judaism, have always loved Judaism's approach to support of mourners, but I think it's quite extraordinary even in this time as people are separated from their loved ones at times of real pain. Instead of being able to attend a funeral or be part of a Shiva Minyan in person, people are kept separate as the restrictions continue to intensify, especially at the cemetery. And yet, Judaism allows us to be together in this way, to say Kaddish, to come together to support one another. And I've now been part of a few virtual Shiva Minyanim and opportunities to say Kaddish with people, even from a distance. The importance of community, especially in these moments, is felt so strongly. I'm proud of our tradition, and I'm proud of the way that Judaism is able, even in times, and there have been many throughout history, when things have not gone as we planned for. Judaism continues to support us and to strengthen us by bringing community together. And so we stand together as mourners with our mourners, literally and figuratively, as we join in the words of Kaddish Yatom on page 294. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei olmaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha brichu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlam ha'rabba min shemaya v'chaim, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. The Imru, Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel and all the world. May our mourners be comforted by our presence, and may we continue to find ways to bring to life the values and the lessons of those who lived before us, whom we loved so much. Amen. Just a few announcements as our service comes to a close, and I see the shadows becoming long outside. Tomorrow morning, please join Rabbi Phelps for Torah study. And in the morning, in the evening, please join our community at 8 o'clock for a special and short Havdalah celebration that Rabbi Phelps and Natalie will be leading for us. So that should be fun. I want to remind everybody, of course, about our Zoom Seder on Thursday night. Unfortunately, we can't gather for our annual second night Seder, which supports Hamotzi, but we will be together as a community. Please register so we know how many people will be with us. And I want to give a giant mazel tov to Jacob Barrett, not because he was able to stand in front of our community tonight as we had hoped, but because he is an extraordinary young person in our community who prepared diligently and amazingly to stand in front of our community tonight. And with his great spirit, love of Judaism, interest in learning, and his extraordinary wisdom that he shared with me as we studied the Torah portion, I very much look forward, Jacob, to having you lead us in August and to becoming an adult in our community forevermore. So mazel tov to all of you. I'm glad your grandparents are able to join us via Zoom, and we look forward to celebrating much more with you later in the year. Speaking of which, happy birthday to Shira Shore and Warren Bronig. I think today is Warren's actual birthday. And for all of us who have birthdays in March and April, I'll send out a doodle poll and we can pick new dates for our birthdays. So don't anybody worry, this will be fine and we'll have extra cake some other month. Cantor Frommer and Rabbi Phelps, do we have any other announcements?
Only to say that, as you mentioned, Rabbi Graf, we are hosting, Studio is hosting, this is really just for Studio, but for kids, but Studio is hosting a screening of The Prince of Egypt this Sunday. So we hope if you have a Studio child, we hope that we will get to see them there at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
And it's supposed to be rainy, so how awesome.
It's for kids and Rabbi Graf.
Yes, yes, that's true. And Rabbi Graf because she loves it, which is fair because it's great.
It's a great movie. Gordon, do we have any other announcements? Are you out there? I can't see you, but it's really user error. I don't know how to find you.
Yeah, I'm here. Woo.
There.
Hey. No, we're having a Seder. Everybody should come. We're also posting as we get sort of interesting Seder related things, you know, chocolate you can have delivered, who's catering meals, things like that. We're going to put that up on our Seder page. So if you just go to the front page of the website, you'll see the big banner that says for the Seder, click on it. It's the click. And it'll take you over to that page and you can see anything we've found. If you know of things, by the way, send them my way and we'll kick those up there as well. Who doesn't like chocolate covered matzah? Well, I don't, but I don't like matzah. So love chocolate, not so much the matzah.
Awesome. I want to say, as I've been saying every week, please keep in touch with us. Many of you have been doing that, and it's been wonderful, not only to get your jokes. Thank you, Jo Beth Walt, for like the awesome video, but also because we've had a chance to talk to a lot of you about serious and not so serious things, and we're really privileged to be able to do that and to stay connected. Please keep going out to walk. And I will say that we knew Gordon Gladstone was a very talented person with technology. We didn't know that he was going to become our Zoom director, I guess, and helper to individual congregants. We are the only synagogue in America, perhaps, that will actually set up your Zoom for you. So if anybody's out there and is having a hard time getting Zoom on your computer, Gordon has been helping lots of people join us each week, more and more. So let us know if you need help with that. If you need anything else, food. I love getting out of the house because I have 2 tiny kids here. So if you want me to go to the grocery store for you, I'm happy to do that. And go sit out in the sun. I love bumping into so many of you walking around the neighborhood. So look forward to seeing everybody I haven't yet bumped into. Anything else?
I don't think so. Thank you to Jonathan Dimmock, as always, for beautiful music, for being here with us. And thanks to Peter.
Such a good sport. Oh my gosh. From a distance.
And thank you to Peter for making sure our sound is running smoothly. So
Thank you. Shabbat shalom.
Yeah, and we'd like to ask you to please separate your leaflet out
Right.
from the Siddur so that,
Exactly.
oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we have that problem again. That's going to be an awesome problem. Did anybody manage to find or bake a challah today? I'm going to be super envious because I haven't figured out how to bake one yet. And oh, there's one. Gordon has one. Let's see. Let's see. Hold him up. Hold him up. I'm looking at the grid. Let's see what I'm capable of figuring out. Ruth Auerbach, Shira Shore. Woohoo! Anybody else? Let's see. I'm just not seeing everybody, but I'm looking.
Ira Fateman, Diane Fellman, many beautiful chalot. Valerie Jahan.
Yay! Ingrid Apter.
Kimana.
Who else has an awesome
Michelle looks like she has one.
Yep,
Great.
Michelle.
Yep, there's Michelle. Who else has got one? Christina has one. Christina, yeah.
Yay.
Very nice. Any more? I'm looking around here.
Many
Some of your hot dog
chalot.
rolls, whatever you got.
Listen, these are desperate times, folks. Hot dogs, rolls.
Yeah, that's right. You improvise.
It says in the Talmud, during a plague, you can use a hot dog bun. Okay.
That's in Sanhedrin 10 bet, right?
As the rabbis said. Okay, please, Cantor Frommer, or who's leading this. I don't know who's
Right. Let's hold on one sec. We'll join together in Kiddush. If you have a Kiddush cup, please raise it, and we'll turn to page 5 on our screen here as we join together in Kiddush. Hold on one second. So many windows. Windows. There we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu mitzvotav veratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reheshit ki hu yom techila lemikrahei kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim. We join together in Motzi. So you can hold up your chalos if you've got them. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. And we're going to conclude as we did last week with Adir Hu in honor of Passover. So here we go. Hadir hu, yivne veto bekarov, bimhera, beyamenu bekarov, el bnei vetcha bekarov, God of might, God of right, Thee we give all glory, thine all praise in these days, as in ages hoary, when we hear year by year freedom's wondrous story with Jonathan. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.